YouTube is another plantation economy. The reason why I say this is because YouTube is no different or no exception to the weaknesses of human existence and the challenges we all deal with and we all carry trying to manage our biases and our distorted thoughts and feelings towards each other. YouTube is no exception. In the plantation economy, of course, you got your heads of the ship, you got your slave masters, then they may have like a little buddy or a sidekick who's like their sort of like go-to in case they need something and they're not able to completely fully oversee, sort of like a yes man. Then they have like their slaves, and then you might have some slaves who might be quote unquote special. Maybe they're stronger, maybe they're a little bit more witty. Maybe they can speak English or very articulate. Maybe they have some sort of skill or usefulness. So the slave master will sort of symbolically give them a little bit of privilege where they may not have to toil and work as hard as the others. But YouTube is a plantation economy. It's a plantation economy where if you are not aligned with the rules of the plantation, and even if you try your best to align with the rules of the plantation, you try to do everything right on a plantation, you're that slave that, got the job done on time. You don't cause any trouble. In the plantation economy, there really are no rules. And this is why when you're starting a YouTube channel as a black man, YouTube needs you to prioritize monetization. YouTube knows the economy it is situated in. It knows a lot of people on the lower rung of society have money on their mind. Okay. And they know a lot of you guys are either struggling, maybe you're in debt, maybe you don't have a whole lot of money saved. They know money is the order of the day with a lot of you guys. And they need you to be focused on monetization. They need you to prioritize your channel on monetization. So this way, the unspoken rule is it keeps you in check. It keeps you in alignment with the plantation economy. It really does. You got black folks on YouTube. They're blurting out curse words. They're trying to do everything right. Salute to them. I don't have any sort of judgment or enmity towards you at all. Do the right thing. So I want all my people to win. But I'm on the outside looking in. I'm just like, man, like even when you do the right thing, you can blurt out every curse word. You can make your video as perfect and ad friendly and supportive as you want. However, you're still at the beck and call and you're still laying your work at the feet of people. A lot of times black folks who don't look like you, to my knowledge, there's no black people in the leadership of YouTube. There's no, in my experience, in my research, I haven't seen any African American leadership boards, anything of that nature in YouTube that's fighting for black folks or advocating for black folks. And it's important. All black people need lawyers in this world because we're just like food right now to a lot of these folks out here. And when you guys are making videos and you're putting your heart, your blood, sweat, and tears into these videos, ain't nobody fighting for y'all. And I understand when you get frustrated, You're doing your best. You're trying to put out your best work. You're mad because the white channels are doing better. You're in the plantation economy. YouTube is no, some of you guys come into these platforms and you think they're so isolated from the realities that you're living in. No, they're situated in the realities. They're not isolated. YouTube is not in a bubble where they're immune to the realities of what we're dealing with in this culture and in this world. They're just situated and a lot of times a product of it. This is the plantation economy. Of course they're going to prioritize other cultures, white cultures, other people over you. Of course they're going to prioritize white people because white people sell. They sell. If they're the dominant population, of course they're going to prioritize them because they sell. They understand the language, they speak the language. They're going to benefit off of, or they're going to capitalize off of dynamics, socio psychological realities that are there because it's going to make them money. That's obvious. If you're going into a black economy where black people run shit and they're the majority of the population, you're going to prioritize the black folks. That's just capitalism. It really is. Some of it's a lot of it is capitalism and some of it is racism, but a lot of times it's not just racism. It's just what the shit that making money one on one. You know, you have to when you start a YouTube channel. If there's even a part of you that's the size of an almond that's thinking about starting a YouTube channel, you have got to get out of your mind monetization because even when you get monetized, it's like you're almost setting yourself up to be targeted. They're going to make sure they look at they're going to skin your channel down. Now, if you're just one of those human beings, I'm mindful we live in a diverse world. No two people are created alike. So if you're one of those people who just want to go in here and blow bubbles, you want to play with your feet, you have channels to do all kind of craziness, and you just want to get a check. Do you? But for people who genuinely want to make a difference, you got to not lead with focusing on being monetized. YouTube is not paying you ridiculous, even if they were paying you out the buttload. Sometimes when you prioritize money, and this is really in any sphere of life, when you put money over authenticity, that shit it just doesn't last. You might have some fun. You might get, and you got to get out of this reality. Like, money is everything. For one, you should have your shit together prior to doing YouTube, period. Who the fuck comes on YouTube and looks at YouTube like, like your only source of fucking income? Come on, man. YouTube should be like your side hustle. It should really be like your pastime where you're just like, I come on here and create when I got some free time off of work or I got some availability, I'm not busy with the kids. I come on here and create. But if this shit is like your main income, that's a red flag right there. That's a red flag right there. You got to have a purpose in your life outside of social media. That's the only way you're going to win. But yeah, YouTube is the plantation economy, man. They need you guys to be so desperate to be monetized. It just completely kills your creativity. It's almost like a monetization trap. And a lot of the creators, the content creators who are just so bent on being monetized, a lot of the content creators, they they have almost like a sense of like, there's not any really any connection amongst them. Like it's like once you get monetized and you're making good money, it's almost like these niggas are on an island. You don't see them really reaching out or working with other content creators who are not monetized. It's almost like once you get monetized, you become like a fucking, like a damn Donald Trump or something where you're just like, shit, I got mines, you niggas figure it out. It's just, I haven't seen one channel that's monetized that's really working with channels that are like at the ground level. Not that I need them to. I don't need monetized channels to give me any sort of like, what do they call it, like charity. Like I'm good where I'm at, but I'm just saying on an objective stance, I haven't seen a monetized channel that's like really outstanding. And I'm talking about people that they don't know, just like people who they see grinding and maybe watched a couple of videos and they're like, hey man, let me help this person out. I haven't seen that. I've seen them work with people like that are their constituents, but not anything of them reaching out to channels who are not monetized. So yeah, man, it's the plantation economy, man. It's the play when you come on here, you gotta just love what you do. You gotta love your work. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love the message that you're putting out here into the world. You gotta have some love for it internally. When you start banking that love and that validation outside of you, it's not fulfilling. It's not fulfilling. So I was just thinking about that because I was watching a couple videos where some brothers were like mad as hell because they felt like they weren't getting treated the same as other channels, and they're fighting. And I feel for them. Like you have a right to stand up and fight for your work, but your life and your purpose and your well being shouldn't be contingent on YouTube money, man. Because a lot of these people that are in behind these boards and these leadership roles in YouTube, you better believe a lot of them are working with people who are not looking at your best interests. They're not looking at your best interest. They're about what keeps this machine running, what keeps this machine going. That's what they're looking at, you know. But yeah, I was just thinking about that, man. YouTube is the plantation economy, man. They know people are on here money hungry. People are desperate to get money. They're desperate to get some fame and some notoriety. So they're just like dangling a carrot, man, for you guys. And I would rather not be monetized because I like the freedom. I don't want to get monetized and they're like, oh, you did a video like this, you're gonna lose this, or oh, you did a video. I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't want to deal with that. It's like when you're not monetized, you're just free to create. Like you're free to create. Like, of course, you want to be mindful and things like that. I know children are watching and stuff like that, but you're just free, man. You're not worried about a lot of that shit. You know, as soon as you get monetized, now they're sending you all these emails. Oh, your title look like this. Oh, the image in your video looks like this. Oh, you had a couple curse words. Or you said this. Who wants to deal with that shit, man? Who wants to deal with that? And a lot of times, people that get monetized and who really serious about making money, they talk about shit. You can just go watch the news for the shit they're talking about, man. Like they start turning into like NBC, CNBC, CNN, and it's like, man, you niggas just turn into like Fox News, man. It's like we know what the fuck going on in the news. We could just turn on the TV and watch that shit. When I come on YouTube, I'm trying to look for some raw human fucking psyche, like just motherfuckers that's just giving it real, like shit that I don't go for CNN and Fox News and CNBC for. I'm looking for motherfuckers giving like raw life experience, man. You guys get monetized, man, and you turn to like cable television and shit, man. Shit is YouTube. It's about you. It's about your life, man. That's why I love. I love I love this shit, man. Just being able just to create. If I have some concerns or thoughts or observations, things I'm experiencing and I'm seeing, I talk about that shit. If motherfuckers resonate with it, cool. If you don't, leave a comment. Let's go back and forth. You know, because that's what they want you to be focused with monetization because they know it's going to silence you. Once you focus on monetization, you're not going to be talking about race. You're not going to be talking about oppression. You're not going to be talking about, you know, the challenging and speaking truth to leadership in politics. It's going to be a lot of shit that you're not talking about. And they know that because you want to stay monetized. You want to keep that, that green check mark, right? So yeah, man, think about that shit, man. If you want to create, sometimes you gotta not focus so much on getting monetized. Everything ain't about money, man. All money ain't good money. Do you need money to support your ideas? Could you use a couple cash apps and shit like that to boost up to help support your brand? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It take money to build empires. It take money to build, but when you're just starting off, man, you don't want to over focus on monetization, man. You don't want to over focus on that. Just focus on getting your content delivered and executed in a way that you feel comfortable with. You feel comfortable with, and you feel that's effective. It's kind of how I'm looking at it. You know, that's how I feel about that. I was watching too many videos where they're like, where you gotta talk like this, you gotta do your angles like this, you gotta do your editing like this, you gotta do it like you gotta. I'm just like, man, fuck all that. Like, I'm making decent money. Outside of YouTube, I'm straight. My kids are straight. It's like shit. I'm not. I'm not. I ain't come on here to be fucking. All tight roped and shit. It's like no, I'm not doing that. That's why human beings, man, we so different from each other. You got some people they don't mind falling in line. They're like, no, man, I'm gonna stay away from that. And you guys need to stop. You niggas need to stop talking about that race, these white folks, and you niggas need to stop doing that. Just like the plantation, man. You got coons and shit like that. Oh man, you guys can't be fucking up and making it hard for us. You guys gotta keep. I'm not gonna be. It's like oh, shit. You know. Yeah, I'm not saying go out there and be a damn train wreck, but it's just like the reason why shit don't change with humanity. I'll be 40, man, so I know I don't got that much time left. But I'm trying to squeeze the juice out of this motherfucker. But the reason why shit will never change because you just got people that just too comfortable, man. Too living in fear, man. All because of money. That's why I say money is the root of all evil. Not money isn't the root of all evil because people just, only kill and murder and destroy other people's lives for money. Also, it's the root of all evil. Sometimes silence at the wrong time can be evil. In Ecclesiastes, it talks about there's a time to speak and there's a time to listen. We're in a time to speak. We're in a time to take action. We're in a time for taking a risk and a chance on yourself, on your community as black people. And when you're sitting on your hands and you're silent, that can be evil. That can be evil. When you're avoiding conversations and important discussions that can make a difference in your community, speaking to your people's pain because you want to be monetized, you want to make money, that can be evil. It's like, what good are you guys, man? Just making money. And then your people, your community, your generation is taking 20 steps back, man. What good is that money? What good is that money? What good is that money, man? I'd rather see my people get knowledge, advance mentally, psychologically, spiritually. I'd rather see my people advance mentally, spiritually, emotionally, economically, because it starts in your mental. So conversations have to be had before a lot of times anything can get done. I'd rather see that than any sort of paycheck YouTube can give me, man. Come on, man. My people's advancement out of their situation, because our situation's fucked up in the black community. It is. We got to be honest with ourselves. Black people, not all, but a good portion of our culture and our community is fucked up. Okay. So there is work that needs to be done. There are seeds that need to be planted. There is reaping and plucking up that needs to be done from the seeds and the work that has been done. The black community is fucked up. So some people might look at it like, oh, this is how it is. This is how it'll always be. And then you got some people that are like, no, man, we gotta do something. We gotta stand up, you know. But when you focusing on money and monetization only, it's okay to get your money in the prosper because there's value in money. It's not about the what, it's about the how. It's like sometimes you gotta, and also the why. It's like sometimes you gotta prioritize and value other things. That's just my thoughts about it, man. Like it's just another plantation economy, man. YouTube is just another plantation economy. That's all it is, man. I think they dinged one of my videos. I had a image on there of like lynching in one of my thumbnails, and I think they deemed it. They sent me an email. They gave me a little slap on the wrist, but I look at a lot of these other channels and different things like that where they're talking about slavery and lynching, and they got, you know, just as bad. But I'm not taking it personal. I know because I know what game I know who I'm dealing with. So it's like, it is what it is, man. But for all you guys that want to be successful, man, on YouTube and you want to do a YouTube channel, you can't be focusing on the money, man. You need to focus on your inner spirit, that connection to the Most High, praying that He directs you and guides your mouth in the area that prospers the community, prospers the goals that you're trying to reach. All that other stuff will take care of itself, man. They want you to be focusing on brands, right? They want you to be brand friendly. Everything is about the brands, right? These brands a lot of times don't care about you, man. A lot of these brands a lot of times don't even pay their employees the correct amount of wages for them to survive. A lot of times they're just funneling all that money up to the CEOs and the leadership where they're just getting richer and richer and richer. And the people at the bottom get nothing, man. They get nothing, man. Be your own brand. Create your own brand. Don't sit up here and try to perform for brands and entities and then you're slave to them and you lose your creativity and you can be your own brand. You can be your own entity. It's like, man, I'm not bowing down for nobody. I look at this shit like I'm my own boss. Even if I don't have a brand, even if I don't have a company or whatever, I'm still my own boss. That's how I see it, man. And technically I am. You know, I'm my own boss, man. So yeah, man. But it says when you stand for nothing, man, you fall for anything, man. YouTube is the new plantation economy, man. It's the new plantation economy. Don't fall for the monetization trap at the expense of your creativity and your authenticity. Don't fall for it, man. So yeah, man, that's just my thoughts about it. Weekend is going good. Everything is going well. Praying for a lot of you guys, man. Praying for just the world today, man. Did my video on is white leadership good for black people, man. Got some comments, I got some feedback. Of course, I know people are gonna be upset. It's gonna ruffle some feathers because it's the truth. It's the truth. People hate the truth. I think Star was asking like why did black people lose it all? Why did you guys lose it all? Well, for one thing, when you identify as an atheist and you don't have any sort of belief in God, and I respect Star, I respect his work. I tune in, I appreciate the work that he does. I hope the brother, gets closer to the Lord, which I know he doesn't believe in God, but when you don't believe in God and his principles, and you don't have to be perfect, but when you don't have any belief in God, your moral fabric is going to be different than black folks who do believe in God, who do honor the Father and his leadership and guidance for our life. And it wasn't that black people lost it all. Black men and women have built kingdoms, have built economies, have built history. And when you're faced with an adversary who doesn't have a soul or a spirit or moral compass around taking another person's life, killing your seed, killing your children, we don't have to be like our adversary to win. If we would have took that same heartless, soulless approach as our adversary and just went on a killing spree for centuries and centuries, what good are we to our people in the fucking grave? What good is, and don't get me wrong, you have black people, so many black people lost their life, man. Lost their fucking life. Why did the black man lose it all? The black man didn't lose anything. He gained everything because he was able to set himself apart by saying, you know what? Sometimes those who have outward courage dare to die. Those who have inward courage dare to live. It's better to be here and all that physical material shit. Yeah, they might have burned it down. Yeah, they may have sabotaged our progress and our growth, but just being present, being in my children's life, being in my family's legacy's life, that allows me to make more of an impact than just leaving them a whole bunch of material shit and I'm not here. And also s- biblical principles. Biblical principles. Being a Christian, being a believer isn't an easy thing. You're going to take losses, you're going to take sacrifices because you're working with the enemy who just want to steal, kill, and destroy. So you're going to have to take losses if you live the Christian life and you live the biblical life the right way. And a lot of you people that are non-believers and you don't believe, everything for you guys is about war and you got to kill and you got to fight back. Why you didn't, when people that are non-believers ask questions like, why did black people lose it all and they're not Christians? What you're basically saying is, why you guys ain't kill Whitey? Why you ain't keep killing and killing and killing and get everything back, get all your material stuff back? We didn't lose shit. Look at everything white people gained for all the atrocities they committed, and this shit still ain't making them happy. These motherfuckers still ain't fulfilled, and they still blowing the fucking world up off the axis. They're still committing genocide around the world. So even having all this shit they have still hasn't gave them any peace. What the fuck did we lose? In any way, this generation, this people, a lot of you guys are non-believers. You controversial. You got a hard heart. What black people gonna do with you guys? It's like, work out your own salvation. It says that in the scripture. Work out your own salvation. We didn't lose shit. We didn't lose anything, man. It's like, but to you guys that are non-believers, it's why you guys didn't emulate your adversaries and do what they did because we're better than them. That's why. And we live by a different moral code, by a biblical code. A lot of you guys are foreign to. You foreign to it. Yeah, man. It's like, and you guys don't understand there's spiritual realities to this world that we're living in. But when you're so disconnected to spirit and everything is about what's in front of your face, what's in your mouth, what's in your stomach, it's like you really lost. You really lost, man. But I'm not gonna argue. Everybody got a right to their opinion. Like I said, the Lord gives us patience for everybody to get saved, everybody to turn their life around. So ultimately the end goal is for everybody to get saved and to do the right thing. But truth is, we had everything to gain, man. I'm telling you, black people are starting to become spiritually empowered and stronger than ever. Is it going to take time for us to get to our peak? Absolutely. Are there still black folks out there that are just on the wrong path? Absolutely. However, I'm not counting this out. I'm not counting this out. So yeah, man. It's just a part of the plantation economy. People just coming on here making crazy statements and comments because They're playing into the system, man. They're going to say and speak to their constituents, which is majority white folks, in order to get those views, man, in order to get that money, man. So do you, praying for you, and that's all I have, man.